All right, folks, good afternoon and welcome on back. Closing out our week here this Friday afternoon, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, December 11th, I should rather say, for all of us tuning in on the recording, rather. I always like to factor in the people on the recording. Why not? Welcome on back, folks. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. Hopefully good to go across the board. Chuck, Dave, Greg, Dan, Michael, great to see you, folks. Debbie, loud and clear from her as well. Bonnie and Lewis right there as well. Kathleen, Jean, perfect. All right, so for all of us inside the trading room, all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, welcome on back. Dow pushing up at least heading into the afternoon, ended up just breaking back over yesterday's close. I wrote that in the chat board just before. So for right now, hopefully we'll continue to see the markets push up higher, but we'll find out in just a bit. The XXII stock here, at least heading into the afternoon, trying to make that second or third move back up. Ended up breaking out once again today. For the last few days, the stock's been moving up for us. Really nice level 1 or 2 trade. Norman called it out just before, rightfully so. A lot of buying came in off the 260 level, broke over that big resistance, but unfortunately, not much has happened since. So, we'll kind of keep this on the side. It is shortable, actually. I don't think it would crap out too far, but maybe we'll come back to this at the very end. More or less, though, really for the most part, what I wanted to jump to right away here is we're going to make this pretty quick because although the markets are pushing up, there hasn't been a whole lot for us to really talk about, not really a whole lot for us to trade. We're not going to try and force anything out there. So we'll go from top to bottom right away. I also wrote this in the chat board earlier for all of us tuning in on social media. At least you don't really see that, but nonetheless, I had said before, this is as Friday will get. It is slow out there. There's not much out there. We're getting closer and closer to the holidays, the end of the year. Not much trading goes on really at that point. If anything, you'll tend to see a bit of a drop off perhaps, but nonetheless, we'll go from top to bottom. The TPGY actually will start at number 3. The other two are different class stocks of it, warrants and whatnot. But this ended up making a huge pop in the after hours and then the pre-market this morning. But since it's done nothing, right? I mean, literally nothing now. But after the open, dumped off. Can't short it, so we'll pass on it. Ooh, look who's back in play, actually. I was going to say, I mean, this thing's all over the place in terms of its spread and volume on the book, but I guess good timing right now. This actually breaking higher the second I turn over to it. So HJLI, I'll copy and paste the news for this. Got a frog in my throat today. I apologize. HJLI. Let's take a quick look on the news. So this is the part that I don't like. I'm going to copy and paste this just anyway, just so we all see. No company-specific news. Not a fan of that, right? This has an extremely low float. So nonetheless, we ended up already seeing this pump and basically dump off, but I thought it was going to dump further and ended up actually pushing up once more here. So listen, I guess I'll put it on our watch list. Doesn't mean I'm personally going to really trade it as much myself. If this had more volume on the book, a tighter spread, I would definitely be more interested. But this is all over the place, right, Mike? Saying big spreads. Yeah, I agree. So, if you want to play around on one share, if you're looking for some excitement at least, give this a shot. Just do it obviously moderately. Like I had said, 1 or 2 shares. We say that jokingly, but then for a real reason we'll say it. And then this would be the reason as to why we actually would just drop our share count here. All right, the SNOA stock we'll take a quick look at next. Same thing. I mean, just in this case, pumped, dumped, ended up pushing up shortly after the market opened up again, but then same thing happened. At this point, it's kind of holding over 10. It's going to snap below 10 later on today or just by tomorrow, by Monday. EQS moving up. Looks like some buying coming in here, which sounds good. Spreads are tight for right now. Just spotty chart. Not a whole lot happening though after those volume spikes. This SLDB is still, or at least it was, near the highs just before it's starting to crap out the other way, as I like to say. It is shortable, so kind of similar to XXII, but this one moving around a lot more. Liquidity definitely checks out on the book, though, so we'll give this a second look. For right now, it's still kind of holding a support right off the consolidation from around 1:30 Eastern. So, making that choppy move up and then now kind of pulling back. We'll see where it takes us heading into the afternoon. The VWAP notably here on this stock for 27 plus million shares is right at 519. So I would like to think it's kind of pulled down under that price, maybe even down to hit 5 or close over 5, and then perhaps pop back up. So keep an eye out for that exactly. But yeah, we'll give this a look, the SLDB stock. VT, unfortunately a pump and dump today too. This one we're pretty familiar with. So, we've seen this pump and dump in the past. We've also done very well in the stock, just on big morning runs. So we're pretty excited for this move. Unfortunately, just not a whole lot happening after the open, popped up over 450 and right back down. So, that's a false breakout immediately. So you get out, try and set up another order. Just unfortunately, never moved back over 450. So from this point, just right back down. Let's see what else we have. We have the NH stock. This was all over the place too. So you always hear me say crap out the other way and so forth, right? But this is the reason why I say that, right? The stock is shortable. It was from earlier, still is, I guess. But, ended up already making its big move up and then big move down. So this one was, great to us on both ends, long and short. FRSX, great pre-market trade. I actually recorded this in the pre-market for all of us in the trading room, at least, or I should rather say for all of us in the phase 2 course. For any one of us that have access to the phase 2 stock course coming up later on this month, you'll have a chance to see that video. I'm going to just show it from pre-market. I lined up Bookmap alongside my TradeStation platform, so it was actually a really nice side-by-side, kind of different from what I normally set up. So I'm pretty excited about that as an instructor. Hopefully there's a lot more of that in the future. Nonetheless, great trade in pre-market, but heading into the open, started already dumping off and then just right back down after. Ended up making a little bit of a squeeze. Actually, I gotta say, it made a few cents on this trade off of 182, 184. I think my entry point was 184. I got out at 194. Quick little trade here. Obviously wanted a lot more, but at this point, for how slow it was and just it already made a big move up. You normally don't expect it to make a second big run up. Just take the money. If that's my biggest trade of the day, it goes to show how slow this day has been, how lackluster it's been. I'm looking to trade on a Friday. I'm not that pessimistic, but there just really wasn't as much opportunity out there otherwise. XXII from the morning here ended up making a big move up. Took a few cents on that. The Disney trade, how about that? Quick shout out to Jerry, Gene, any one of us inside the trading room that followed Disney. So obviously ended up making a big push in the pre-market and then breaking all-time highs, I think, here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. All right, cool. Yeah, all-time highs. All right, what else do we have here, folks, on the gainers side here? With the market up, perhaps there would be more stocks on the gainers end, but that's not always the case. I mean, the airlines weren't really moving around that much going into the afternoon. Not really any of the sideless stocks. Cap B pushing up a bit here. Stock got crushed going back into early October. Maybe keep an eye out for that one next week, perhaps. Who knows? MTL near the highs, just very spotty chart. Watch the second I finish up this stream, the second I finish up this meeting for all of us inside the trading room, 3 or 4 things will pop outside this list. It's usually what happens. GDRX ended up making a big move, a few weeks ago? Ooh, pushing up nicely here, filling the gap. Wow, yeah. So this is exactly where we pretty much left off with it. It got crushed going back into mid-November and then filling the gap here right now. So this one definitely checks out. Happy I clicked on this. GDRX. I don't know if there's news. This would be an example of a stock that I don't really care if there's news or not. I don't look at the news as much, but I just want there to be news. Of any variety. So, in this case, I don't know if there is or isn't. If there isn't, that's fine because you're just looking at a big gap fill opportunity here. So, it's done a great job already. Hopefully there's more to come. Just watch out for the order book here. See if there's any resistance on the ask around 43, 13-ish perhaps. Yeah. All right, let's hop over to the losers list. See if there's anything on that side looking just as good, if not better. Hard to borrow is the theme here. ALXO, super expensive, big spread, shortable, but SGMO making the losers list here today. I'm pretty surprised, making the top of the losers list. Normally for a stock that makes the percent gainers list one day, it will typically make the percent losers list the next. But, I thought this would hold up a little bit more. I mean, this dropped off pretty much all the way back down to where it had broken out from 12, 30-ish from yesterday afternoon. So, yeah, I mean, just look back yesterday. I'll jump back on the chart, but nonetheless, either way, we're going to watch this heading into the close. But 2:30 Eastern time yesterday, 24 hours ago, here we were. So, it's pretty much like right back to where we were watching it from. Pump and dump. This is shortable. The spread's opening up a little bit here, but I like it. Looks pretty good. Check in with the volume in a moment. I'm just skimming through right now, folks. So, for a stock like SGMO, once I finish up this meeting, what I'll look to do is just make more comments inside the trading room, just regarding like where the next big level is. I would assume 12, but I'll jump back on Bookmap. I'll type it for all of us inside the trading room here. That's just about it, though. I think that's it on the losers list, which is fine. We normally find more on the gainers end anyway, so that's normal. VERU moving up a little bit. Maybe I could put it on our list, but for right now, I'll pass. Jerry picking up some money on that SLDB stock. There we go. So there we go, right from our watch list. Jerry putting good use to it already. 26 cents. He was in from 5.46 just now. Cool. All right, folks, let me know if there's anything else up, down, left, right, 5% or more that you would want me to check out. And then otherwise, I'd say if there isn't, that's fine. Because it's a Friday. It's a holiday season type of Friday. So there's not a whole lot happening here. The market is grinding on up, but I will check in with the airlines first, like I had said. But if there's anything else, just type it here. Yeah, like American Airlines just down today, actually. I took this as a short from earlier on today. It was pretty choppy after the first hour, I'd say, but ended up breaking lower. It's on the way down to 17 here, kind of holding over it. 18 was a really strong level from this week. NCLH, just not a whole lot going on there. Check in with Oxy really quick. OXY stock's done really well for us over the last week or two. Definitely a good side list stock. Yeah, it's just flat. So check out a pot stock like ACB. I was looking at this earlier for all of us inside the trading room here. I was doing the morning audio broadcasting with Fausto, and I was saying to you folks, oh, you know what? There's a stock I'm not going to call out to you right now. This was it. And it was making the move over 10. I knew it was going to pop and drop, and it was just kind of weak after that point. So I said to myself, I was looking at it, I was like, maybe. I was like, nope, not at all. And thankfully not, and just ended up dumping off. So that was the one I was going to call out, but didn't. What else do we have from Mike here in the chat board? Chewy, expensive, but continues to hit new highs. Yeah, it does. And, I wish there was a bit more volume, obviously, on the book, but given where it is right now, breaking all-time highs, you know what? I'll put this on our main list, Mike. Good reminder, Chewy. I know Fausto is all about this trade, too. All right, what else do we have? Anything else? Which is fine by me. I'll take it. I'm going to look on Benzinga Pro, I will say, at least before we part ways, just see if there's anything else that's popping right now. Don't want to be lazy. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot, folks. I'm going to show you some stocks that are coming up on this Benzinga Pro radar that I have here. Vive, wow. All right, this is starting to make a move. There we go. All right, so I started off with a good one. This one was a familiar name, so at least I wanted to start with this. I didn't think it would be making the sharp move up here, but nice run. All right, so this one will make the start cut to begin at least here. What else we got, though? Sava making a bit of a pop right now. Another familiar name, starting to move up, some volume coming in. I wish there obviously a little bit more. Order book checks out there, though. Tight spread. Definitely good liquidity. 825, perhaps minor level. REPH from Debbie here in the chat board. Ooh, we got a few right now, folks. Wow. All right. So what? The second I started the meeting, some stocks started popping. This one ended up, or is this up 17%? Did I skip over this, Debbie? Maybe I skipped over this. I don't know. I felt like I would have put this on the list if I saw this here. But yeah, great call. REPH. This one probably making the top of our list. I don't know why I missed this. Mike says Laser still dropping today. Yeah, if you're following Laser, that could be a good side list stock. This is one I'll probably hold off on putting on the main list for right now. Just, it ended up running up so nicely, or popped so nicely, I should say, earlier in the week, then obviously the dump off. But at this point, it's just a side list stock. I'd say it's probably better out there than this. Yeah, like ONCS came up on my Benzinga Pro scanner here, so that's obviously not looking too good. KHC, not a whole lot happening there. AT&T new high of the day. I'm telling you, all these stocks are breaking new highs, but it doesn't mean that they're all worthy of putting on our list. Definitely the ones that you folks chatted to me, like Debbie on the REPH. Norman did type in Saba, I think, before I looked at that post. ACI, this isn't worth watching right away. So a lot of these we're going to skip over. All right, folks, so I think we did pretty good. We'll jump back to Vive. I want to see if that sticks. I don't want that to be like a pop and drop. So, ended up continuing here the last minute or so, but watch the spread on this stock. I feel like this stock could be like a low float pump and dump. So, it trades 130,000 shares on average a day. That's really light. So for what it's worth, we're going to put this and keep this on our list, but watch to see what happens. Maybe if it pulls back down towards 525, 520 a share. All right, folks, for all of us on social media, I hope that you enjoy the weekend. If you're looking to learn more about Cyber Trading University, feel more than free to join us here Monday to Friday right here in the Cyber Group room. And then for all of us inside the trading room here, I'm going to jump on a quick call myself, and then I'll be back on at 3:30. I will be back on. I said I was yesterday, and I was not. I will be back on today, though, heading into the close. All right, folks, take care.